Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you're watching this or listening to us. Thank you for making the Sports and the World podcast a part of your day. I'm LaDarius and trying something a little bit different. I usually have a guest with me, but today I decided, to talk, I guess to just you guys today. Um, First and foremost, before we get into, I want to talk a little WNBA as well. We'll talk about NFL offseason, a little wrestling, and everything else in between. I do want to thank everyone who reached out on my Twitter to the post I put about thoughts and prayers. It's truly I do appreciate it. I'll just be super. I'll just be quick about it for the sake of time and whatnot. Um, on my father's side, my aunt passed away, and and but I'm more and for my dad that was it was his sister. So I if anything, I just send thoughts and prayers to him as well because he's my dad, and naturally so concerned about him. So just thank you for your all you guys' thoughts and prayers in that regard. And I see here in the comment section my buddy Craig with LaDarius. How are you, Craig? AKA, he's my wise man. He's my wise man, and it's Craig. Thank you, and then Craig also thank you as well for the thoughts and the prayers. Much appreciated. Um, so now let's jump in a little bit. The show's a little bit different. It's just usually just me, which is super weird because me on camera by myself. Usually on camera doing like the beer game podcast or the wrestling show. There's multiple people to kind of take the wheel there in that regard, but I do want to start with let's start with the NFL, the Hall of Fame, four inductees. We had Eric Allen, Jared Allen, Antonio Gates, and Sterling Sharp. I think it's a great class. I know, and we'll get to some names that didn't get in. And we got John Brooks in the chat. There's thoughts and prayers. And thank you so much. Thank you so much, John, for your words, and thank you for joining me here. Listen, the one for me that stands out. Honestly, all of them stand up for individual reasons, but for Sterling Sharp, I felt like it was long overdue, and I'm glad he got in. Because if you go back and look at his career was cut short with injuries. But listen, he led the league. Listen, he had I believe it was in his 70s. He had 5 of his 7 seasons were 1,000-yard seasons. In fact, he led the league. I think he won the Triple Crown, which is most received, top in receiving yards, top in receptions and touchdowns. And it just makes you like one of those what ifs. And he put out great production. I argued the year they did, which I think was 92, I believe. Someone could correct me in the chat if I'm wrong in that regard. But he was having I think he finished top 4 in MVP voting that season as well. So it was good to see him get him, and then the moment him and his brother Hall of Famer Shannon Sharp, and just that moment and what it meant. It felt like it meant more to Shannon because if you go back to Shannon's Hall of Fame speech back in 2011, he kind of he talked about like how like he's probably the only player in the Hall of Fame whose brother is probably better than him, something to that regard. And so just a shout out to Sterling. Now they're the first brothers ever to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, which is cool. And Antonio Gates, listen, I don't think, when we talk about top tight ends of all time, I feel like sometimes a lot of people don't mention his name. They'll mention Tony Gonzalez, the aforementioned Shannon Sharp. We hear Gronk, we hear Kelsey. But, like, you rarely hear Antonio Gates' name in conversation. Like, sometimes you even hear Jason Witten's name in there as well. But, like, if you go look at those Chargers teams, it was the triumvirate of Phillip Rivers at quarterback, LT in the back, Dalian Tomlinson, and it was Antonio Gates at the tight end position. So I'm glad to get in, and then Phillip's going to get in. I'm not too worried about that because there's like a backlog. I feel especially especially quarterback and receiver. Listen, Steve Smith Senior didn't get in. Reggie Wayne those guys. Listen, it's going to be fun, and then the whole thing about Eli Manning, like Eli Manning's a Hall of Famer. Because listen, I was a guy once upon a time who felt that, oh, Eli should have been a first ballot. I don't know what I was thinking that day. I think I didn't have my Dr. Pepper that day, and that's the day I said it. But you know, the Hall of Fame list is not an exact science. Because I was under the belief that, listen, I felt that Terrell Owens should have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. And because I understand how people feel about how you feel about him personally, and I completely understand it. But I just feel that, it's not an exact science. So hopefully, somewhere down the road, listen, the guys who deserve to get in will get it. I do believe in that process. And I believe John that Shannon Sharpe, I think he's in the Hall of Fame. He was inducted, I believe, in 2011. So, well, I see someone popped in. It's very weird to be, like I said, to be on this side and have him on the other side. It's Freaky Friday, but not that. Get your minds out the gutter, people. It's my buddy from the Beard Gang and from the wrestling show. It is, if my button works, it's C Double. And how are you, buddy?
What's up? I just had to take a shower. I finished working out, so I figured, I didn't need to be looking all hammered after the workout, so to be helping you out here.
Speculation would have been drawn, but that's not for me to draw. But
well, that and wearing the compression socks on top of the compression shirt, I look like a stuffed sausage. It just doesn't look good.
Well, we'll be right back. See, it's weird on the show. I usually go, "We'll be right back," and then
yeah.
But thank you for joining, man. I really do appreciate it. No and I also see, I don't know if I should let this man on the show. I don't know if I should let the guy who the commissioner of NXT Africa. I don't think he should be on the show.
I don't know, man. But look, he is one of our cohorts. If you would like to
say, that is true. But since I'm in the power chair.
Yeah. Hey, this is your show, man. I mean, it's up to you. Look, you give the thumbs up or thumbs down. You're Caesar.
Yeah, but listen, I can't give a thumbs down to them. We still got to work together. So contracts to come up, and I want to make anyway. Here he is. It is the amazing Ron, and how are you, my friend?
I'm doing good.
When did Ron just join the safari? We were just talking. He didn't have that hat on.
What's up?
He said it was a special occasion to come on my show. Listen, don't question the man's hat. Listen, every time Terry comes on, he wears one of like 2-3 hats. So, I'm just saying for a man like Terry, I'm just saying have more hats. That's all I'm saying, because it gets hot and you just can't walk around all. Yeah, you can get sunburn on your scalp. So that's.
I mean, that is true. You
can. Yeah.
Bro, it liked. But you guys jumped in. I was just kind of doing the intro. I was kind of talking about the Hall of Fame with the inductees with Eric Allen, Josh Allen, Antonio Gates, and Sterling Sharpe. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I was just giving my thoughts on the class. I didn't finish with Eric Allen or Jared Allen, but I spoke a little bit about Antonio Gates, and we could talk about Sterling as well. About like what I said about Sterling, I said Sterling was a guy who I feel I put it out on Twitter. Oh my God! And I went back and found it too. A couple of years ago, where I said I felt like he was one of the most underrated players in NFL history. I just felt that if you look at his track record, 7 seasons and 5 seasons where he over 1,000 yards, a couple of 1,100-yard seasons. And I said how that 1992 season where he won the Triple Crown with the most receiving yards, with the most receptions and touchdowns. And I love the moment when his brother was the one that gave him the news, because I go back to like I mentioned that speech Shannon gave back in 2011 when he was inducted to the Hall of Fame. It was like, he always felt like he always said that Sterling was actually the better player.
Wow.
So which I felt. So I'm curious, guys, to get your thoughts on the Hall of Fame class. We could talk about the class. You guys can talk about the class or the players like Eric Allen or Jared Allen, Antonio Gates, or Sterling Sharpe. And I'll start with you, Ron.
Sterling deserve it. When you got Deion Sanders talking about you, And at that time, Dion was the number one corner. He deserved to be in there. He should have been in there a long time ago, if you ask me.
Mm-hmm.
When you got everybody don't remember Sterling used to go net to net every year with Jerry Rice. Who's the better wide receiver? Who got the better numbers? When you do that, that's saying something.
Mm-hmm.
And I said it on Talk Your Ears about that time. About that time, they put him in there. They should put him in there a long time ago. Like, 3 years after he retired from the NFL, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
He deserved it. I mean,
I 100% agree there. C-Dub, your thoughts on Sterling Sharp, Antonio Gates, the class, anything you want to talk about in that realm?
I mean, okay. So I was gonna go one by one, but I like.
Oh no,
This.
you
All right.
no listen. You can do. That's what I say. However you want to approach it, it's you.
Yeah. Well, for someone that has seen them all and actually watched and remembered games with Sterling, let's start with Sterling. That was amazing.
For the record, so has Terry. He saw a lot of guys too.
Yeah.
In
He
fact,
saw
I
the
think I think Terry was like 50 when that happened, and he's like
Yeah.
what 80
Yeah.
now.
he like
I
90.
know his hernia is not feeling too well.
The hernia.
So,
Listen. He tried to cover Antonio Gates in the flat, and it didn't work out for him.
what was it? One ACL went one way, the other one decided to tear right away.
Yeah. Kim, I'm down. Yeah.
That's what the doctors quoted her. But no, man, I thought Sterling Sharp deserved it. I mean, next to Jerry Rice, that man was the receiver to watch. He always came to work. He played hard, and was always in great shape. I mean, look at his brother. Same goes for him. And you take the excess of what Shannon Sharp is, but Sterling it was also class personified too. Eric Allen, I'm happy for. I mean, this is a guy that was in the Eagles. You know, he was one of their best corners through some really rough times with some hard defenses. But man, he wouldn't have a problem being on Dion. He wouldn't have a problem matching up on Irving and Rice and all them. And man, Gates, picture of consistency. You know, as a tight end, as being, you know, it's sad when you look at the Chargers. They have a lot of talent, but never the success that a lot of teams you think should have. But hey, when we're talking Hall of Fame, we're talking about your numbers. We're talking about what you did in the sport, and he's one of the greats. I mean, especially if you think about where he came from, playing basketball. Someone saw his ability, and was like, "We need to put him on the field." And credit to the Chargers franchise doing that. One of my favorite guys, Jared Allen. I mean, if you don't like Jared Allen playing football, then you don't like football players that have some personality. I mean, this man, you know, gets on a knee, does the, you know, rodeo and all that, but I mean, he was a character. And what I liked about it is he made playing. It's like this: any player that makes you go, "I want to play like him," makes you feel like that position is cool because of that guy, then you've done something already. So, and that's, you know, big ups to those guys. They deserve it. We can bemoan the guys that didn't make it, but honestly, sometimes you got to set some time and say, well, let's look at the guys that did make that moment and did their thing.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where, you know, it's funny you say that because but there were a couple of names that, you know, people felt should have got in, and my theory's always been this. I felt like at certain positions there's a backlog, and receiver is one of those positions. And like, you know, case in point, Steve Smith didn't get in, Reggie Wayne didn't, you know, so it's not an exact science in how you go about it. Like Luke Kuechly felt like a Hall of Famer because, you know, as Falcons fans, we seen him, we saw his whole career and how devastating he was at the linebacker position. And, he didn't get in. And people are talking about Eli. And my thing about this, when it comes to quarterbacks, like it feels like the criterion shifts a little, but I always go like this. I think Ron will be back. I think he left for a little bit. So my thing is this about Eli. Is Eli a Hall of Famer? Yes. But it's always the issue of first ballot. And to me, and I said this at the top of the show a little bit, I said that, in my opinion, I felt that T.O. was a first ballot Hall of Famer. When you're looking at the numbers, he's second, he's in the top, his name is mentioned with Jerry Rice. And when you're a receiver and your name is mentioned with Jerry Rice in any capacity, that, especially given, and ironically enough, him playing for the 49ers for the bulk of his career, he didn't get into this, I believe, the second ballot. So it's not the worst. It's not the worst thing in the world. And to your point, we just focus on those who got in. I think Eric Allen getting the love is absolutely amazing. Him as the court and the receivers he had to cover back in that era, it's just as impressive. And listen, Jared Allen, listen, his Viking day. Listen, he's the personality. I know he came with the cowboy hat, and he's like he was different, and different was good, but he backed it up on the field. And like I say, Antonio Gates is a guy I feel like he gets left out of the conversation. We talk about all-time greats at the tight end position, what people doing their top 5.
Yeah.
I feel like people, they obviously put in the Shannon Sharp, they put in Tony Gonzalez, Rob Gronkowski, excuse me. And, and then some people mention even Travis Kelce even. And, there's Jason Witten. I feel like I don't hear Gates' name enough. And I feel that a champion, my thing is that how we define the Hall of Fame is what you do, what your numbers tell me. Championships matter. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying they don't matter. They do matter, but not to the extent where I say where I'm not going to DQ a guy because he didn't play in this. Like, we have to understand that it's a team sport at the end of the day. And I think people tend to forget, like, listen, not one player can carry a team. It's not like basketball. And where a player can just carry a team to a championship. Like, go back to those, and it's funny, before we transition to another Hall of Fame, is that, like, they're talking about Carmelo Anthony. And I remember that team that won that with Syracuse. They were freshmen, led by Carmelo. And like Carmelo said in the document, there's like they were talking about it. It's like, listen, they didn't lose at the Carrier Dome all season. They were 17-0. Like, they were on a mission. They were beating everybody. And then Carmelo said after they won the championship, Jim Boeheim told him, "There's no way you can come back here. There's no way. There's no way." And it was funny. And of course, he went on had a great NBA career there, and he's in the Basketball Hall of Fame. Now, speaking of Hall of Fames, something up our alley, the WWE Hall of Fame. And we know the one guy, and I loved how this was done today. It was, Triple H, Paul Levesque, absolute masterclass in how what he did.
Yeah.
So we all know that Triple H is, we know he's going into the Hall of Fame, which to me is one of those things like, man, it felt like he was already in, but it was just part of DX. And it's like, man, he's like one of those. He's one of those guys where it's like, man, I thought he was a Hall of Famer 10 years ago, but but it was like it was a part of DX, and I'm like, gotcha, noted. And listen, mind you, it's one of those. But anyway, that's not the point of the story. The point of the story is if you guys were watching Get Up, and The Undertaker and his lovely wife Michelle McCool were on there talking about LFG, not what you're thinking, America and the world. I know what you guys are thinking, but with Legends of Future Birth, So so like during the segment ended, and then all of a sudden, he pops up on the screen, and then Undertaker thought, it was a rib at me because he mentioned how Shawn Michaels and Undertaker got him at one of the office, him inducted. So Undertaker was like, man, I thought he was, revenge for getting back. And then Triple H said, well, as the boss, I have the last say. And then And then the minute he said Michelle McCool's name, I just absolutely popped because I wrote a piece 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I shared it it's on my Twitter at @LaDarius_Brown. I shared it. I went and found it, and I talked about how she should be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah,
because she was one of the ones that in that era that she was the first ever Divas champion, tag team. It.
Yeah.
And I felt like, man, she should be in the hall. I felt, and listen, I wrote that 3 years ago, 2.5, 3 years ago.
Before Charlotte ever was.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, no, and that's
No. You're right. No,
She was like the top. She was when she got on top. She was one of the ones that you wanted to see lose. You wanted to see her get her upcomings, but she was a good performer. Really was.
And sometimes you forgot she was a heel. Like, man, like
Mhm.
I have no business rooting for her, but listen, I'm going to do it anyway. And it was great to see her get inducted. Long overdue, like Triple H said, long overdue. And I see John in the chat. John, he said Michelle McCool's been in the Hall of Fame, and he should. That's I think there's a good chance that
I'm hoping it's Layla. I am hoping Layla.
That's yeah.
McCool. If not, maybe Natalia or Undertaker, but I think Shawn and Undertaker will probably be inducting Triple H. I just have this feeling it's going to be them.
Yeah,
it just wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense in that regard. And then, and funny you say that because John said the Undertaker should induct Triple H to the Hall of Fame. Yeah, I think it has to be both of them to induct. It has to be. Because when you think
upset, it's whoever they want.
Yes, but to me, it just given their history, how their history, kind of intertwines with one another, and people could argue, and people can argue at the wall. Listen, Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, when we're talking about WrestleMania season, listen, that to me is in my top 5. I could argue top 3 of WrestleMania matches of all time. Given what the stakes were, given the names, and then just like that ending when all 3 of them, they were all exhausted.
Yes.
They were all exhausted. And the way that they all intertwined, I can't remember the WrestleManias off the top of my head. Like most people could, I can't. I know it's 20 something, but don't look at me. 20. Yeah, I'm not even going to try to guess. 27. Okay. I was going to say 28.
I was doing the math, so sorry.
Yeah, because I was going to go 28, and I said no. I think I'm a year or 2 off. So that's why when I say numbers in my head, I'm like I'm going to be at least. Is it? It's in that area.
Well, 24, 25 was Shawn Michaels and Undertaker. Then 26 was the WrestleMania we don't talk about because that's the one I went to where Hunter and Triple H went.
Yeah, we don't talk about it.
Yeah, that really was it. But I mean, well, Punk and Orton was really good too, and Cody beating Ray was actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
because fans actually knew Cody, and they were you actually heard a pop for Cody winning. It wasn't like they were disrespectful to Ray. It was just more for Cody. And then, but yeah, then you had Taker versus Triple H, which was beautiful. It was awesome. It was a great match. But yeah, the one you're thinking of was in Miami, and that's 28, and that was, or hold on. So like I said, 24, 25, and 27, and then they had some other ones, but 20. That one was the one where they did the rematch again.
Yeah,
sale.
Yeah, because listen, whether it's Undertaker versus HBK, or was Undertaker versus Triple, both of them to me. But I listen. For those who don't know, by the way, I'm wearing the shirt. For God's sakes, I actually found the shirt that I couldn't find for a while. I found it. Like, oh, here it is. Like, don't. We're not gonna get into the story.
Yeah,
I just walked in and said, "Oh, here it is," and it's like, yeah, the shirt that I found weeks ago, and then I lost it again, and then I found it again. But love's laboring lost or whatever. But to me, Undertaker versus HBK, I always put Slider, hot, to like a top 5 range. Not saying the Undertaker versus Triple H was a terrible match, but to me, it was just something about those two at that time where it was so much on the line. It was like the streak was legit. Like we like, oh crap, we Undertaker could lose to HBK. People like that to me was like of the matches where we felt like it was really in danger. I felt that was the match that like, oh man, if anybody should break, if it wasn't going to happen, mind you, but it's all about the suspense and selling the story. Like, my guy's putting up his career versus the streak, and it's like, son of a Seacrest, like that's pretty good. I'm like, color me intrigued. So that to me is like a top 3, and like you said, with the Undertaker and Triple H, but I remember that ending. All 3 of them, I'm like, they're so intertwined. What is the Attitude Era? Like those 3, they don't get talked about, like how they intertwine, but it worked, and then it all kind of came full circle with Michelle McCool. And I would like to see Layla in at some point. That's that's down the road. But for Michelle McCool, like I wrote in the piece 2.5 years ago, 2.5 3 years ago, I felt like she needed more love and respect for what she did in that era. I think it gets lost in the shuffle because people choose whoever they want to. I don't tell people who to like and love, but that's just was my 2 cents. And then I think
also a lot of it is just the fact that you're not you don't separate who the person is to what the person did.
Yeah.
And I think that was a lot of it. Like when you see her, you go, "Oh God, I can't stand her." And it's like, okay, but you remembered her.
Yeah,
And I mean, look,
she did her job. Like, listen, that's the reaction. I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize, but that's the reaction to get. It's like, oh, she did her job. A lot of listen. I was walking around here. Listen, Charlotte Flair did her. Listen, I'm not going to restate my opinions about Charlotte Flair. We all know how I feel about Charlotte Flair, but I'm not going to take away for what she's accomplished. But listen, to me, Charlotte was always a better heel. Like the face stuff, I'm like, yeah, but man, she cooks better as a heel. And that, and I felt like anytime I see Charlotte Flair, I go, well, guess what? She did her job. If her job was for us not to like her, mission accomplished. A lot of wrestlers will, people sometimes lines get blurred, but in some cases, some lines don't get blurred. And then in that regard, and oh Lord, and I think I put this one up as well. I wouldn't mind Layla and Tucker because they were part of Lay Cool. Lay Cool is one of the great. I kind of to me, I just imagine how Lay Cool. I think Lay Cool would have fit so well in this era because now that we have women's tag team championships.
Oh, they would. But I mean, look, for a wrestling dude, I mean, you need to remember that wrestling. But I will say this: Michelle McCool deserves her spot. I mean, by the way, I just saw the video. You could tell Undertaker had no freaking clue what was going on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Because Undertaker said that he thought it was just the get back for what happened.
Yeah.
He had no idea.
So that's awesome. That's great. I will say this. It's definitely past due. She should have been a while back. But I'm not going to be upset that she's in now.
Yeah, exactly.
I think watch out. She's actually probably going to have one of the best speeches. She may, because of the fact, just their background. And like I said, Undertaker turning face and turning on the devil, I'm still not cool with. But I mean, when he announced he was a Christian, we were like, whoa, what the heck? But
C-Devil was like, what?
Yeah, it's like, whoa. The devil even went, wait a minute, we lost Taker? How did this happen?
Like, is it all like around the TV? Wait a minute. You guys still watching an old-fashioned TV? Yeah, well, listen, the budget here is not great.
I mean, it's hell. Hello, we don't have those really fancy TVs.
We don't have flat screens. We still have like the...
Hold on. Damien, hit that box!
It's not working, Beelzebub. Go make it work. Make it work, pal. Oh, I mean, make it work.
It did us. Oh, God. But no, man, I mean, I'm just saying. I just think, it's good that she's in there, and I mean, to me that needs to be said. I mean, I'm happy because see, you covered women's wrestling, you're covering women's sports. This is a big thing for her
Mm-hmm.
because, well, not just for her, it's for the women. Because when you talk about the divas era back then, there's so much negative connotation, but there were some good workers, and people don't. You gotta have to search and find it, but it's not there. So I hate to say it like that, but
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right because
yeah.
I wrote about her. I wrote about Alicia Fox. A lot
Mhm.
of the names get lost in the shuffle because, to your point, there's people have their opinions on the Divas era, and there people can have people can rightly so have their opinion, but I'm under the belief that if there was women in the Attitude Era, how they were treated in the Attitude Era, and we were able to look back, like look at how Trish and Lita were treated,
Mhm.
like they were involved in those type of matches, but we as fans understood how great they were in the ring. They didn't need the gimmick. They didn't need those type of I'll just say the B&P matches. They didn't
Yeah.
need those to warn, like that was like, listen, Stacy Keibler got in, Trish is in, like so I think we're going to start seeing maybe a couple of more from that Divas era to get in,
Okay.
and
I think so too.
like I said, Natalia's a lock. Beth's already, like I said, we're going to start seeing more. And let's see what John says. And for the love of God, give Ray Phoenix his release. Do the right thing, give him release. Yeah, we're going to see Ray Phoenix walk through the crowd at NXT like Ray.
He doesn't show up in a white tank top just like Ricky did. What's up, everybody?
I'm like, is that the dress code around here? Yeah.
You know what? Look, I hope so. I want every Malachi. I want Mira. I want them all to just show up like that now.
You show up and take the. But I prefer blue. Listen, I understand what you prefer, but listen, you're in Orlando. There's plenty of stores that sell white tank tops. You'll be fine. You're gonna be great.
Look, just don't be a skinhead. That's all we ask.
Yeah, listen, don't be Edward Norton for the in the first half of American History X. Don't
We're
be
not
him.
trying to be the White Pool Combat Clan. All right.
Yeah, like listen, don't. Happy, nope. That's the trap. I'm not gonna fall.
You notice how AEW hasn't done an AEW or a Black History Month. Salute to Black History.
Yeah, you know what, C-Dub? I really don't mind it because I want to see who's gonna be in that video.
There needs to be. I want to see Black Taurus be part of
Power.
And everyone goes, wait a minute, but he's white.
Do. Just rolling across.
What's he doing here?
It's like they do like the Young and the Restless and stuff. Do. And starring Tony. No. Oh, let's see. We got Ron back.
Well, look,
I'm
gonna bounce for a little bit. If I come back, I can. But I appreciate you letting me jump in. I wanted to have some laughs and talk some wrestling with you and Hall of Fame stuff. But like I said, if I could jump back in, I will. But I'll holler at you later. Okay, guys?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming, C-Dub. I appreciate it, man.
Much love, LaDarius. Anytime you need me, just give me a holler.
Cool. Thank you.
No problem.
And that was C-Dub. Thanks for dropping in for his time, and then I'm finished reading these comments here, and then great. I don't know who invited this guy to the show, but I gotta start screening people. I gotta start screening people better. That's on me. Wrestling dudes, nah, man, yeah. And then John Brooks, hey, it's hard for T-Mobile to quote the song "Hello Darkness, My Old Friend." Yeah. The old part of the emphasis there. So. And let's see, we got Terry with the LOL, and then she got AJ Lee should be in the Hall of Fame because man, that pipe bomb she dropped. Yeah, she was great on the mic. She was really, really, really good on the mic. And I think when you left out, I think because I think you spoke about the NFL Hall of Fame. I think you spoke about that.
Yeah.
And then now we're shifting gears. I want to talk a little NFL. A lot of stuff going on, but I want to focus on Aaron Rodgers.
Okay.
Yeah, not that he needs more attention, but listen, with the Jets saying, "Hey, we're done," I'm not all that surprised. I think they're going to move on from Devontae Adams as well. I think.
Yeah.
I just think with Aaron Glenn coming in there, I have to kind of restructure everything in that regard. And
Right,
listen, I hear multiple reports that one of the reasons, one of the sticking points was that they didn't want the Jets. They didn't want him to keep doing McAfee show.
right,
And so that was the stipulation. Hey, if you want to come back here, you can't be doing McAfee's show.
right,
And I understand it, from where the Jets come from, but Aaron Rodgers not giving up that money. He
right,
wasn't going to give up the money that he was getting and the attention.
right.
So I'm curious to get your thoughts, Ron, on the whole Aaron Rodgers situation and where he could possibly end up, or will he retire? Just curious to get your thoughts on him and what happens to Aaron Rodgers this offseason.
To me, I think Aaron Rodgers, in my opinion, should retire. He had not been the same since they won the Super Bowl. To me, he cannot get it. Well, I will not say that. He just not the same no more. It like Father Times caught up with him, and he don't know how to say, well, I need to walk away from the game. So he would go wherever a team want him to go. You see what I'm saying? Like if they want him over here with Pittsburgh, he would go over there. Or if they want him with the Raiders, he would go over there because he don't know how to say no. He don't know how to walk away. Be like, you know what? I did what I could. I don't got it no more, and I done. He don't know how to say that. So I think he should retire.
Yeah, to me, I just don't see the benefit of him coming back because listen, his tenure at the Jets is just remembered for, listen, he got hurt in the first series of his Jets career, and he was never the same guy. And then you go back and look at the numbers. He had, listen, I'm not a big fan of quarterback wins, but in terms of but in this case, he had just as many wins as Zach Wilson.
Right. They're not saying much.
Yeah, so I'm sitting there going, ugh. And listen, I'm not saying Zach Wilson was terrible, but there's a reason why they went out and got Aaron Rodgers, because they thought he was going to be the guy to help turn around the franchise.
Right.
I just don't. I don't see Pittsburgh, because I can see a clash between him and Mike Tomlin. I can see that day one. It's like, if you're not there at training camp, they just don't bother showing back up. Basically, like if your job tells you, hey, if you go do this, don't come back.
Right.
That's so I think it would be similar situation there. And then sticking with Pittsburgh, there was reports that they tried to trade for Trevor Lawrence. Which I found very interesting.
Me too.
I'll give my thoughts on the back end. I'm curious to get your thoughts, Ron, on, because but they came out, but Jacksonville said they're not trading him; they're going to keep him. So, but I'm curious to get your thoughts on the Steelers' pursuit of a quarterback, because of Russell Wilson's not coming back. We don't know if Justin Fields said he wants to come back.
Right.
So, curious to get your thoughts on the Pittsburgh situation of quarterbacks, and who do you think Who do you think will be the starting quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers come the upcoming season?
Ooh, I would say Justin Fields, in my opinion, because he was winning games till they pulled him for Russell Wilson, in my opinion. Then I could say, why don't they trade up in the draft and get a quarterback? Like, have Justin Fields with them already, but get a quarterback for the future. So how can I say that? He train the quarterback for the future. You see what I'm saying? He teach the young quarterback and stuff like that. That's what I would do if I Pittsburgh. Because you got You to get a wide receiver and free agent or whatever, or offensive line and free agent, or defensive line and free agent, or whatever. But my whole thing, you should get a quarterback for the future. You will have Justin Fields right now, then they get trade up in the draft, get a quarterback.
You know, I think there's a lot of ways Pittsburgh could go. I think they're going to explore trying to keep, because there seems to be Justin Fields reportedly wants to go back to Pittsburgh, but the matter of just Pittsburgh want him back. I think that's what it's going to kind of boil down to in that regard. But it's like, because listen, when you're playing that great and you're drafting in like the 20s, you know, a lot of great, unless you do what you say and kind of trade up. But like in this draft, like you would have to give up a lot of capital if you want a guy like Cam Ward or Shador. But I think there's value at the quarterback position where they could resign Justin and maybe go a veteran quarterback route to kind of supplement, to kind of back up Justin and go and move forward with Justin. So that's something that kind of intrigues me. And I see John's comment here about Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers is going to lock himself in the dark room to find himself again, and he will change his name to Mr. Rogers after he comes back from that dark room.
Yeah. That Aaron Rodgers for you. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a me guy.
Mm-hmm.
Or I got. I did this. I did that. I took Green Bay to the Super Bowl. But when you're not winning, he on the sideline pouting.
Mm-hmm.
He pout.
And the thing is that it shows. Right. It's like everybody sees it, and that's what makes it interesting. And I see, so in the chat, I see Miss Carrie. Hi, LaDarius and Ron.
Hi,
How you doing, Miss Carrie? Carrie, if you want to jump, I don't know if you have time, Carrie, to jump on. I'll give you the link if I didn't share it already. You can jump on for a few if you can. If not, that's fine too. But to kind of put a button on it, it's like this. Aaron Rodgers, given what we saw, I don't think his market is going to be as big. I think I could argue Russell Wilson will have a bigger market than Aaron Rodgers, because I don't think Russell Wilson is that. I think what happened there, I understand why that split happened, because you start, all of a sudden, he play, and all of a sudden, they want to move on, and that's cool. So I think Russell Wilson has more options this offseason, given the quarterback class, and given and kind of given the landscape of the quarterback position, that, and our quarterback Kirk. Like, listen, it's one of those things where it's I don't know how to put it, but it's going to be interesting. And I guess I spoketh, and she is heareth. A little Shakespeare, Terry. People know more too, Terry. And it is the amazing and the wonderful Big Penix Energy. It's Carrie.
Miss Carrie.
How are you, Carrie?
Hey guys, how you doing? Happy Friday.
Oh no, you're good. You're good, Carrie. We were just talking about we're talking about a lot of stuff. C-Double was here. We were talking about wrestling, and then we shifted talking about Aaron Rodgers and his potential, future or lack thereof, in our opinion. but
yeah, that's a good way to put it. Did you guys talk about how the New York Jets tweeted out, "Thank you for everything you've given us the past 2 years" to Aaron Rodgers, and it's a picture of him, and then there's like a viral, like from Sleeper, the app for fantasy football. They quote tweeted and went viral. It's like, what did he give you for the? Thank you for nothing. Essentially, what he gave them, and it was like a plain piece of paper. He didn't give them.
That's what it was on social media. I found on Instagram and I shared it. It was like, I think, and then it had like a piece. I think it got from like SpongeBob. It was like an empty piece of paper.
Right, Squidward holding the plain piece of paper. You're right. Yeah,
it's like, oh, it's awful. But I'm curious to get your thoughts on. So we were talking about Aaron Rodgers. We talked about like the how Pittsburgh reportedly pursued Trevor Lawrence, and basically Jacksonville said, thanks but no thanks. I want to say a nice way. I can't speak for them, but so I'm just curious to get your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers quarterback situation and what do you think is going to happen to Aaron Rodgers, and how do you think Pittsburgh's going to approach their quarterback, the quarterback position, this offseason as they enter next season?
Yeah, I mean, like you guys were just talking about, he's really, I don't know. I'm not a big fan of him either. So I will say, though, that the Jets are taking a $49 million cap hit to not have him as their quarterback next season. So that pretty much tells you everything you need to know about him. And, shout out to Aaron Glenn. I'm a big fan of him. I hope he succeeds over there. I like him as a coach. And yeah, I think it was the right call. I don't think I think it's kind of funny. Remember how I think he was on Pat McAtee show where he like was on like a Zoom call and he was like, they were talking about, oh, what's gonna happen and um with him and possibly then, he brought back his favorite wide receiver in Devontae Adams and he kind of snuck into the screen. It's just so funny how that just turned into being nothing at all. Like it
I
was just
me,
crazy.
when that happened, I told somebody, I said, why they get Adams and then the offensive line help bad? I said, why don't you get another wide receiver and you need offensive line help?
Right.
To me, that did not make sense. You just tore your Achilles the year before. So if I'm a good head coach or a good GM, give me some offensive linemen. I mean,
Right.
that just me.
I mean, to answer that, Ron, I would just say that's why bad franchises stay bad.
Right.
I mean that respectfully. Like, I'm not a big fan of that franchise, and I think they
Me
make
either.
terrible decisions. And I think, yeah, you've taken almost $50 million pay cap hit to not have him as your quarterback, and now what are you gonna do? Devontae Adams isn't coming back. That's pretty much a given as well now. I mean, I read that he wants to maybe go back to the West Coast. I'm not sure, like, where do you guys think he would end up if he were to go back on the West Coast? Because I think Devontae Adams
I,
could maybe play next season, but I don't see Aaron Rodgers playing next season.
I, I could see he go back to Green Bay.
Okay. They do need a receiver.
They need a number one wide receiver. It's
Right.
their opinion, not mine.
Right, they do.
Um, I could see him going back to Green Bay, or how about Tennessee?
Tennessee's interesting. I was thinking if he wants to stay on the West Coast, a team that is kind of intriguing to me is the Chargers. And it's very interesting because Lad McConkey did a lot to make the case that he's the wide receiver one right now.
Yeah.
But the question comes, well, who's the second best receiver on the Los Angeles Chargers? And maybe adding a guy, like if he wants to go back on the West Coast, I think the Chargers make a lot of sense. I think Green Bay makes a lot of sense. I think at this point in his career, I think Devontae wants to go somewhere on a contending team, similar to kind of like how DeAndre Hopkins. He wants to go somewhere where he feels like he can contend for a championship.
Right.
But not a lot of teams who are contending championships need a lot of receiver help. And Devontae doesn't read me as the type of guy that's willing to be like a third wide receiver. I don't like. I could be wrong, and I don't want to speculate in that regard. But the win, will he take like a reduced role in an offense, a very good contending offense, for the sake of potentially competing for a championship?
Yeah, I'm with you, LaDarius. I could see
too.
him in LA. Sorry, go ahead.
I could see him going to Buffalo. You say contender. They right there. They're on the cusp.
True.
They need their veteran wide receiver to help the young wide receivers they got. I could see him go there, a 2-year deal.
Okay.
I mean, you already got your quarterback for the future. Now get the wide receiver. I can see that.
That's a possibility as well. I'm kind of with LaDarius. That really intrigues me. The Chargers move because it is West Coast, and they do need an outside receiver. So yeah, Lad is their number one, but I feel like he had a great season with no other receiving threats. So I feel
Right.
like if they had a Devontae Adams to kind of take some attention away from him, that could be, that could be really big, and that could be even better for McConkley. So I'm
Who
with you. I think that would be good. A good move.
who the other wide receiver they got the Chargers have?
That's that. They got Quentin Johnson. They got
Trash.
who?
Trash.
Trash. Yeah, listen. Yeah,
Trash.
trash. I can't think of other. There's a couple of they got like some guy. I'm like, listen. Sorry, Jim, if you're listening to the show. Listen, sorry. We don't. We don't function. And we don't know the whole roster. We're just naming people we know. But
Yeah.
it's like see what had happened was and to me, like I said, I think like I said, I to me if he wants to go back out west, that would make sense. I would say San Francisco, but I think they want to move into a younger direction at that position. So because given that they got Ricky Pearsall, and they gave Ayuk trying to get healthy, like a part of me feels that I think Debo Samuel, I don't know if he'll still be there. I'm assuming just speculative. I think the 49ers might be kind of Ron's coming to probably drop the call. But it's going to be very interesting to me where he goes, because if he goes out west, I think the Chargers would consider it, given the cap situation. I think that kind of maybe will work itself out. But I wouldn't mind if he kind of went, if he wanted to go back out west. I wouldn't mind it if he went that way. But yeah, but since you're here, and I think you missed the first part of the show, so we'll do like Usher. We'll take that. We'll just rewind it back a little.
Okay.
We'll rewind it back a little. We were talking about the Hall of Fame, and we were talking about the guys getting inducted. We were talking about Jared Allen, Eric Allen, Antonio Gates, and Sterling Sharp. And just curious to see if you had any thoughts on that, and maybe some guys that missed out that you think maybe should have got in. So I'm scared to get your thoughts on that, Carrie.
Yeah, I thought for me the big one was Sterling Sharp, right? I think it was long overdue for him to get in my opinion. And yeah, I feel like people have especially Falcons fans kind of have a special place in their heart maybe for him, is because of his roots to Georgia, him and Shannon. So I would say him. I watched the video. It was really heartwarming. I like that kind of thing, like the video where Shannon's like, choked up telling him he made it into the Hall of Fame. So yeah, I would say Sterling for sure. And then yeah, it was kind of surprising too though. There was only was it 4 or 5?
Oh, just 4 this year.
Shoot,
It
yeah,
was
4 seemed
interesting.
low,
Yeah. It was quite an interesting class. I think 'cause a lot of people, and like I was mentioning, like we got like Steve Smith Sr. was out there, Luke Kuechly, who we knew all too well from his time in Carolina. Reggie, like a couple of receivers, and people made a thing about Eli Manning. And
I was
I
gonna say Eli
it,
Manning. What's your
it,
take on that?
it, like I said, is he like at one point, like maybe like I said, I didn't have my Dr. Pepper that day. I said, oh yeah, he's the first ballot, and then I woke up and wait a minute, what was I saying? It's like
Right.
I think Eli's a Hall of Famer, but first ballot Hall of Famer,
I'm with you.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't rock with it. And oh god, look who showed up backstage. Great.
Is it T. Will or
Yeah, he's
Ron?
backstage on my show, so I'll make him wait. That's what I'll do. I'll make him
is
wait.
it really T. Will?
Yeah, it is. I'll make him wait.
Nice. Okay.
I'll make him wait because it's a rare thing, like National Geographic. It's like Freaky Friday. He's like, I'm in the chair now where he sits in, and and then I'm King Petty too. Man, he's a brave man. He's a brave soul.
Can I respond to John Brooks' comment here about the rumor with the Steelers looking to move off George Pickens? For me, I actually saw that today. Trade possibility. Steelers will receive Falcons 2025 second round pick, which reminder, we only have 5 picks, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And the
Yeah.
Falcons receive George Pickens, which mind you, he has potential. I mean, he's young, but I literally replied to that and said that's never happening. For me, that's never happening only because we've talked about this before. Falcons like guys who are, you know, I don't know how to put this, like good in the media. They don't have anything to bad to say. They like good guys that are just, doing good in the community. They don't want any trouble. I'm not saying he's a troubled player, but you know what I mean. He has no problem telling you how he feels. So I
Mm-hmm.
just do not see the Falcons touching him at all in a trade. But that's my opinion. What do you guys think?
I'll share mine, but we got us somebody. It feels weird, It feels weird slash very satisfying. Um, it's
He
it's it's
will.
it's Terrence Grant Darby. It's Timberland. It's all of these things. It's T Will. And how are you, my man?
Doing very well. How you doing, LaDarius and Carrie? Y'all doing all right? Everybody good?
I'm doing well.
We're doing
All
great.
right.
Carrie's great. Listen, Carrie's bringing it, and then I saw you backstage, and I said, I'll let him wait. I'll let him wait in the green room,
Oh,
eat some snacks, eat some snacks, and then oh, Terry's here. Yeah, get rid of the good stuff. Get some carrots and stuff out here. Yeah.
Oh man, the snacks were great backstage. I just wanted to let you know that the snacks were great. They
love
were
it.
phenomenal. Really enjoyed them, and yeah, that's awesome, man. So
And
we're talking about we're talking about
you better not touch
Pickens
my
from the
snacks.
Steelers.
Oh, let's not before
Oh,
you
I
get
ate
in.
all your snacks. They were delicious. They
Yeah.
were
Well, I listen. Yeah, the dancing. You're not gonna make it to that dancing contest. You touch them snacks. That's gonna be the least of your concerns. Yeah, you
they
see.
were delicious.
Hey, keep watching. Hey, if you're watching, watch him dance. One of the last times you ever see him dance.
Oh wow! I ate all your snacks.
So
And
when I
guess
go
what?
backstage,
I left dirty dishes. I did. I
yeah,
left dirty dishes.
you look like the type of guy that would do that. You would. You're the type of guy that comes over. Oh yeah, here's some chicken wings in the plates. And I come back. I'm like, oh what? Who left the plates? Oh yeah, that Terry guy. Yeah, he left about half an hour ago. That sounds
Sure
about right.
did. I sure did, man.
Oh,
They were
wow.
delicious. Oh man, they were
Yeah.
delicious.
Oh, yeah.
As a
Anyway,
matter of fact, I washed my hands and dried them on your sacred tile in the bathroom. Sure did. That was
Oh,
me.
wow.
Left
listen,
Cheeto stains all over the night.
Li-
No, I'm just
listen,
kidding.
listen,
Terry.
Terry. There's a special place for you, and it's not the place that you think. It's not. The,
Oh,
I'm just
wow.
kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm
listen,
just
I'm just
playing.
saying, if it was an elevator, I'd make sure to hit the down button and not the up button. If I was given a task, hey, wait, what's in Terry? Man, say less. Bam, and we can all go for lunch. Like, yeah,
Oh, wow.
we guys can go early for lunch, guys. What? That was an
Yeah.
easy decision. I didn't. I had it predetermined when I came in here. But
Yeah.
but,
No.
but great to have you here. We were talking. Carrie was talking about the John's comment about George Pickens. We were talking about the Steelers reportedly trying to trade for Trevor Lawrence. We talked about Aaron Rodgers' future in the NFL, if there is a future, and kind of everything in between. So I guess we'll just get your thoughts on we'll about Aaron Rodgers, and then anything else you want to talk about with the Steelers, or what Kerry talked about, what John was talking about. The floor is yours.
Okay, sir. Look, at Aaron Rodgers is 100% a first ballot Hall of Famer. But the old adage, you become the hero, and you are the hero long enough until you become the villain. I don't see Aaron Rodgers really adding to a team. I don't see him doing that. I don't, it just with all the annex, the getting coaches fired, the baggage that comes with him. I don't see an NFL team wanting to deal with that. So, for me, I definitely don't want him in the Falcons, but I mean, whatever. I mean, I don't know what other NFL teams will do. Some owners may see Aaron as a cash cow, something to generate some income, but anybody that's really trying to win a championship, I don't see them signing Aaron Rodgers just because he's too big of a headache at this point. As far as who we're talking about, Pickens is a head case, man, and he'll never be an Atlanta Falcon. Like
Right.
that guy's not. He's not what we're about. He is a head case. Like even this year, he's getting into it with folks on the sidelines. He's doing dumb stuff, getting penalties thrown. Like Tomlin may be able to handle something like that because Tomlin is a clear leader of men. But if Tomlin gets sick of you, that says something, right? The fact that they're talking about potentially getting rid of Pickens, that should tell you something. Because if Mike Tomlin, of all people, who is the king of second, third, fourth, and fifth chances, if Tomlin says, you know what, this guy's a headache, that should tell you something. So, yeah, just my thoughts.
Okay, and we got C Devil. I can tell it's him because of the beard and the glasses.
What up, C-Dub?
What's up? I was going to propose a trade for George Pickens to the Falcons. I think we need a guy like that. Anyone that can make people's hair go gray quicker, I'm down with. I like a guy that's a little bit crazy, a little bit off the kilter. Now, Aaron Rodgers, he's too cool for Cocoa Puff. You put him over in the Hiawassee, whatever. Him and Pat McAfee could share a hug, some whatever vivations. As Pat said, what were they? Herbal smokes, and just keep them away from WWE. Then I would be very happy. But but honestly, look, here's the thing with Pickens. I don't think he's so far out there that he can't be coached. But there is wondering, and look, Mike Tomlin ain't getting fired. So please understand what I'm saying. Mike Tomlin ain't getting fired. The only way Tomlin leaves is when he wants to. And I don't have a problem with that. But there has to be something where, guys, if I'm wondering, is the voice getting stale in the room? And maybe they're looking at him going, come on, coach, do something, say something. Because they know he's the guy that probably could say something that would have the most impact on Pickens. But anyway, till that moment happens, I don't know what to say about Pickens. He'll be himself. He'll make crazy things. And I'm going to go here. I just, he doesn't have to be on my team. But now, could I see him being on some team that they use him? Yeah. You know why? Because, guys, whenever you give someone a chance and they realize, oh, I may be gone, they show up and they play better. And sometimes reality hits us differently for different people. But when it comes to Aaron Rodgers, look, I'm going to field an Aaron Rodgers interview with one question or one statement. Aaron, hi. I'm thinking about having you as my quarterback under one condition. You can't do Pat McAfee show. Is that a problem? Now, the answer is going to be, no problem. But if he says anything other, okay, have a good day, and just walk away. Because I don't see, like Carrie said, I don't see the value in Aaron. Aaron Rodgers, look, and by the way, folks, I also want to say this. Can we stop trying to act like Kirk Cousins is an asset? I have been noticing people throwing trade scenarios for Kurt. And I'm going, okay, I'm down with it, but here's the one problem I have. He's got to authorize the trade, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be, the guy that's out of school here, but he has to, one, want to play for the team. Two, authorize the trade, and then, or at least say, yes, I'm willing to get traded. I know he doesn't need to be in the room basically saying, yes, we've worked out a trade. No, that doesn't need to happen. But at least you have to realize that Kurt's not an asset in that regard. And the more I think about it, the more I feel like this team is going to end up cutting him. I think you do have to try to trade, but I'm also going, what are we going to get for him, if anything? That's my two things I think of Kurt. Huh?
A 7th round pick if you're lucky.
Maybe, yeah, exactly. Look, you might be able to push it for a team that's desperate, Maybe they thought their quarterback of the future was going to be there, but it's not. Then they go, we could give you this. And look, are you going to be willing to maybe wait after the trade deadline? Because that's another possibility.
Right.
Or not trade deadline, but the next draft.
Right.
And if you do that, you might get something because, then the team is kind of concerned that, oh man, we don't have we don't have the guy we want. But again, it comes down to, will Kurt take a trade?
Can I ask you guys, like, what truly is even the benefit of a team trading for Kirk Cousins? Like, let's take off our Falcons blinders, because obviously we want a team to trade for Kirk Cousins to get something out of it. But like C Double said, he's more of a liability at this time than an asset with, how things
Yeah.
have gone down. So for me, I don't understand what would be any GM with a brain, they would see the clear disconnect between the Falcons organization saying, we're happy to keep him as a $40 million backup. And then they'll see him going on his own, taking off his Falcon shirt in the middle of his ping pong tournament, and then saying, oh, yeah, I'm looking for a new life in the NFL and I'm looking for a fresh start. To me, clearly there's a disconnect. Things are they're not on the same page. I don't understand what any team with, a brain respectfully would think that they need to trade for him. Why wouldn't they just think, oh yeah, they're going to be forced to cut him because he clearly doesn't want to be there, and then they're going to wait for that to happen.
Stranger things have happened in the NFL. People have, deals have come about, and you never know the connections and everything. But in this view, I'm with you, Kerry. I don't think it's going to be as easy as, oh well, yeah, let's work the deal to get Kurt. Because if you work a deal, you have to pick up the money. Now the thing is, the deal you can actually look and go, okay, we don't have to worry about paying. Don't have to worry about paying Kurt the full amount. Okay. And remember, that deal was set up so that after and you're not losing a whole lot. So originally this deal was going to be like a 2-year deal. And I remember a lot of people selling me on that. So that's like the thing I guess you could sell someone. But again, without the personal connection, I don't think anyone's trading for him. I really don't.
Yeah. What I will say is this, and I'll throw it to T-Well. Here's the thing. Basically, Kirk Cousins' actions made it difficult for the Falcons to trade him, and it was, to me, there was a part of intent along with it, because he essentially broke up with us at that ping pong tournament. That's what he did. He went into business for himself, and simply put, he forced the Falcons to say, "Hey, either you got to get rid of me one way or the other. You could cut me." Because listen, if you trade, the Falcons still are going to pay a percentage to get him up, because ain't nobody's gonna eat up all that money. So
no.
So he's doing it in that regard. And let me do a little house clean here, clean up here. We had John says T-Mobile from the mobile. Yeah, the one and only.
Hey man, he's got his eyes on all of us.
Yeah,
with all them screens.
Yeah, we still got to pay full price. I understand that. But anyway, some discount that is. And then John said, T-Mobile, I don't want Aaron Rodgers, but thanks, but no thanks. We don't know if he'll go missing. Ah, boy.
That's true. That's
Tonight
true.
on Unsolved Mysteries.
Aaron Rodgers.
A guy who thinks ayahuasca is the best way to go.
Mm.
And by the way, he also hosted Jeopardy. And I'm mixed feelings as a Jeopardy fan. I'm mixed feelings about that. But anyway. It's not about me. And then this guy agree. I don't know who this guy is agreeing with John. He got so many aliases. Maybe he's under witness protection. I don't know. And then we got Johnson and T-Mobile. I don't want Aaron Rodgers on the Falcons because we don't know if he'll go missing and lock himself into a dark padded room. And then we got Jonta Rozier. Hey, Jonta. Everyone.
Hi, Jonta. Hi, Debo. Hey, Chris.
Debo! What it do, Debo?
And then we got Debo dropping in with a little Johnny Gill. Hey, my. Hey, Debo, you're always welcome here. In fact, you can replace somebody on this show. I'm not going to say who.
Oh my
but
goodness! Here we
Oh,
go.
wow.
And it starts.
I
And
could have
it
said me,
starts.
but we all know it's not me. And we all know it's not Kerry. We know it's not C-Dub.
Oh
Listen,
wow. Okay.
I just
listen. All I
also
gotta
want
say,
to add. Oh, sorry.
all
Go
I gotta
ahead,
say is
LaDarius.
my. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Kerry.
No, I was gonna say that the only thing I was gonna add about the Kirk Cousins thing is that the Falcons still have to pay him regardless, but the team that would trade for him with us would have to give up not just a draft pick, most likely. They'd have to pay him $27 million for, and then the $10 million roster bonus that is due. Well, they wouldn't have to pay him this year though. It would be due in 2026. So there's that, but I don't know. I don't see that. I mean, maybe a team like the Jets. I just don't even know that the Jets or the Browns would be that stupid after the dumb moves they've made with Aaron Rodgers and Deshaun Watson. I don't know, but you can never underestimate those kind of franchises, you know?
Yeah. If I'm So the reason you trade for him is if you believe, number one, that he was hurt. And he was hurt. Let's be honest. He was hurt last year. That elbow and that shoulder were hurt. So if you believe that, then you can make the construct that, okay, 2024 was an anomaly because he was coming off of an Achilles and his arm and his shoulder were hurt. Now, we know he's 30, he'll be 37, but if healthy, then he's probably closer to 2023 Kirk than 2024 Kirk. Now, do you believe in it enough to trade when you could probably just wait and see if he's cut? You know,
Right.
I don't know. It honestly, if I'm the Falcons, I am halfway tempted to dangle his ass half the season and not cut. I'm halfway
But
tempted.
I get that point, but just knowing the Falcons franchise and how we are not petty like that, we're all
Yeah.
about like good family vibes and good guys, and I just don't see them doing something like that either. They're all about the locker room being so in sync. I don't see them trying to leave him there all, mad that he's just stuck there essentially.
Well,
But
it depends on how far Kirk's willing to go, right? So, Kirk is, yeah, he might have taken that was, look at that at the ping pong table, that was a little petty. But
a
are you
little,
willing enough? Are you going to go full Aaron Rodgers and be a cancer in that locker room? I don't know that Kirk will do that because Kirk has a brand too, right? So if let's just say you play chicken, let's just say, okay, Kirk, that's what you want to do. We're gonna sit you down. You said you were gonna be the best bench player, the best number 2 quarterback. We're gonna take you at your word, and let's see what he does. Because I honestly don't think Kirk has the stones to do that. I don't think he does. To be an outright cancer, right? It's one thing to take a
sure,
barb at a ping pong table, but to have the stones, right? To have the wherewithal, right? To have the cojones to
right.
just be that dude and be like a locker room
But
cancer and I don't know, sit ups in your driveway like your team.
well,
I don't see Kirk doing that.
neither do I, T. Will, but I don't think it would even get to that point. I think he would
Probably
sit down
not.
with Terry and they would see that there's a clear disconnect. Hey, we wanted you to be our $40 million backup. Hey, I want a
Mhm.
new life in the NFL. Like,
All
okay,
right.
can you stay? No, I don't want to stay. Okay, well then you're gonna have to waive that no trade clause. And I just don't even
Yeah,
see it getting that far. I think on March 17th or by March 17th, we're gonna get a notification Kirk Cousins has been cut. That's my
you're
opinion. If I
probably
was a
right.
betting man, I'd bet that. Just think
They,
about it though
they,
from a Falcons perspective. Like,
Yeah.
say
oh,
we needed a quarterback and we were thinking of getting a quarterback. Would you wait till Kirk Cousins from another team is getting cut? Or would you say, yeah, the Falcons should trade for him? I think
I
most
mean,
fans would say we should not trade for him.
most fans did say that. It's called last year when we had Russell Wilson that could have taken a cheap contract, and then or you would have gotten Fields. But either way, the problem here's what's going on. It has to hit where, and people hate to hear this. Two things. It's about Kirk Cousins being Kirk. Okay, basically he's removed his 12 stones chameleon skin and it's showing you who he is. All right. So, he's bringing the potato salad with the raisins. I've said that. Now, the other thing this man has done, which is also a crime, but now he's also showing you how bad of a business transaction Terry made. Because Terry thought this would be fine. This would be work, Oh, well, he understands this will be this is a venture, and this is business. He'll be the best backup we'll have. We have allotted the money. How dumb do you think Terry looks now? And honestly, Kurt's going to play that fiddle, and there's going to be, and people will say it. I mean, we can say, "Oh, just keep him." You said you have the money. You said this. Keep him. Now, the other problem is you need to get players. You need to readjust these contracts. That the great Terry Fontenot made. And I know. It's not all his fault. I know. And the sky is blue here right now. So I understand that. But here's the deal. The man's still working in the office last I checked. So he still gets the lion's share of the blame. So when I think about Terry and when I think about this transaction with Kirk Cousins, if it went good, he looked smart. It has not gone good, and it's blowing up in his face. And you have to be accountable to that. And you have to be on the offensive. But Terry hasn't done that. And now we're at a point where we're looking at the Falcon branch, and people are saying, "Oh, they need to do a press." No, they don't. What I don't want to see is Kirk Cousins been released, but let's thank him for all he's done for us. Because I swear, if I see the Falcons do what the Jets do, I'm going in. I'm going ankles deep. I don't care. I may lose my house shoes inside that mud hole, but I'm stomping it dry.
Wait,
Because I'm telling you.
what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to thank you for what you've done the last 14
Harry,
years?
did you not see it?
No,
The
I
New
did.
York Jets.
We talked about that before
And-
you joined, actually.
Yeah.
I just want to thank you
Yeah, it's like,
for
what,
giving
you know
me
what?
the best games of
Hold on.
your
It's like,
life.
thank
Listen,
you for all you done for us. And you just see
Thank you
nothing
for
but fire
7
and
wins.
ruin and ash.
listen.
Desmond
what I
Ritter
think.
could have given
I
us
think
that,
they
right?
put me in charge of that. So I'll have the right music. We got Timbaland here, so clearly we'll put something together. And
Oh, yeah, yeah.
when
I'm just
that
saying-
comes,
When I saw the Jets do that, I'm like, oh, that's so, I'm going, that is so stupid. That's so stupid. And then I went, oh, God. Oh,
We're gonna
God,
do the
no.
same thing. We're gonna do
I
this.
said I could see Terry and the Falcon brass going, we'd like to thank Kirk Cousins for all he has done for the Falcons. Bro, he didn't play a full year.
but to be fair, he did a lot more than what Aaron Rodgers did.
Right.
So I mean,
Right.
I'm not
Hold on,
going to be.
The
I'm
bar's
only to be the
pretty low.
contrarian here, but
No,
like,
hold on. He definitely, you know what? You know how you have a highlight reel? You could play a couple of highlights of him. Like, he'll show the swag surf, and then you show him throwing the ball, and he's wincing. Then you show off the interview where he goes, or with D-Led. Oh, no, I'm not hurt. I'm fine. It's clerical error. And then you show off the Gradioso. Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I was hurt. I mean, it wasn't my fault. It's the team's fault.
Jesus Christ.
And Arthur Blake's in the background going, thank you for being a part of the Falcon organization. And then that's when I just show up and I'm giving stunners to everybody. I'm walking in like Stone Cold Steve Austin in WWE headquarters.
Jesus.
Someone's getting a stunner.
Oh wow.
Yeah, boy. Yeah, on that high note, let me do some house cleaning. On that high note of a commentary.
Hey,
what
man.
Up, Chris? What up, Chris? Welcome to the show.
Hey, Chris.
Everyone,
And
what's up?
And then we're singing a song in the chat.
I love it.
Oh, sorry. I'm in the freaking.
I know. Listen. Hey, listen.
Parking lot of Hooters or
No, actually, hold on. Arby's.
He picked up that 8-piece.
It's the gift that keeps on giving. It's never gonna stop.
Arby's.
Yeah,
Hold
that's
on.
what
Gotta
Diamond
make
and Peaches
sure.
said every time they see him.
is
Hey,
that
it's the
Arby's?
gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah,
I'm trying to see
just
it.
say
Oh,
Arby's.
no. Oh, can we talk about what your Arby's order is?
I mean, I can once I get my food first. I got to make sure I got it right.
Oh man.
Okay.
Because it's called I got a pulled muscle in my shoulder and pulled muscle in my hip, and
Yeah, you see,
I'm there
and
to
Kirk
put it
Cousins
up there.
played
I'm
hurt
okay.
that way, and you can go in there and play hurt and get that meal.
Oh,
There
I
you
am.
go.
That's why I'm getting the food. I had to get, you know.
See, let's see,
Can
we
the
got
panel
CW.
please answer the burning question of what is your Arby's order?
Yeah,
Want to know?
That
Inquiry.
will be answered.
What's
I
your
do.
order?
I can give mine too, but
Oh, okay. I think I have. Yeah, I think I have mine. But okay, so let's go. Carrie, what's yours, and then we'll go to
okay.
and then we'll go. Yeah.
Mine is a beef and cheddar with a Mountain Dew with a medium curly fry, and I do love their mozzarella sticks as well, but I don't always get them. I love the curly fries; they're the best.
Thank you, guys. The podcast says hello.
Yeah. Hey, can we get an Arby's deal? Listen, it's on this. Listen, slide some of them euros
Sponsored
my
by
way.
Arby's.
Thank you.
And
I always
so Terry, what's your order?
I'm gonna have a classic roast beef sandwich and some curly fries and a Euro sandwich. And I too will have
Oh,
a Mountain Dew. I too will have
okay.
a Mountain Dew. I love to.
Nice.
I do the
all
do.
right.
What a
Have you
surprise!
guessed the two double order?
Oh,
It's
okay.
the real thing.
I'll say mine for last. So what's your order there, C-Dub?
Well, first I ordered the wife because she had a hell of a day, and it being Valentine's Day, and we both feel like crap. She wanted to try the new fish and cheddar fish sandwich in Arby's with curly fries. Normally she does the crinky fries, but I think she's trying to be a communist. And then your boy did the double beef and cheddar sandwich because I'm a big man and I must maintain big man status. A large curly fry with my large drink, Coke Zero, because I got to watch my figure. She got the cherry.
LaDarius.
What was it?
It's okay. I get it because my best friend, she loves fast food and she's the same way. She'll get the nastiest, biggest McDonald's order and then order a Diet Coke. And I'm like, really? Really?
Whoa! Who said that this was nasty?
I
This
always
is
give
some
her a
good.
hard time about that. I'm like, really?
And all that, I got a 4-pack of mozzarella sticks. I feel called out, Karen. I feel like you
my
called
No,
me
it's
out.
just no, because I
Look.
saw LaDarius shaking his head, so I was like, I had to comment
Listen,
because my best friend does the same thing.
I always shake my head on this show and people assume it's negative. And sometimes that's very true. So I'm not going to deny that, yeah. But let's see. Let's see. I'm so behind. Let me catch up on here and let me catch up on here. Let me see. We got John's Ray Finkel from the Falcons. Gone from the oh my god, friend. Asking for a friend. It was a good kick, but Finkel just booted it. Jesus. Chris added, I didn't want none of these relics hiding behind experience. LOL, Penix or Daniels. Now we got the littlest violin playing in Atlanta right now. John said, if the Dolphins I'll give the Dolphins Ray Finkel back for Fuller. The Dolphins can have Ray Finkel back. I don't want Ray Finkel as a Falcon. Yeah, because the Dolphins cut cornerback Kendall Fuller. Let's see, 7 wins. We saw that with Dez and Marcus Quidiota. I see what you did there, Chris.
Right.
Best in the business. Best in the business, right there.
Yes,
That's some top quality stuff right there. And it's no excuse to
that
see them.
that is why he's the man.
I'm sorry. And then we see my buddy Craig said, "Give me a Happy Meal and a Mick DLT."
Wait, what's
okay.
a McDLT?
That's a
I
great
remember
question.
those.
Is that like a BLT? I've never heard of that.
I was going to say they serve in
Well,
duck,
back
but I'm
in
like,
the
I know
day,
it's
they
not
used
duck.
to have that. Oh God, now I sound old. Yeah, back in the day, they used to have those. Why? Because I used to work at McDonald's. I remember quite a few customers would order those.
Really? What is it?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And we were just looking. I'm like, okay, so you want a BLT? And they're like, yeah. I said, okay.
Yeah, he
But
was sworn to
I
secrecy.
said,
He
what
could never
done?
tell what's in those things. He was sworn to secrecy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, no, you know, it's called, you know, if you knew how to make a special order, you just type it up and the guy in the back would look at you and go, all right, I got you.
Okay.
Learning about the
You know,
food
Chris,
trade from
I didn't
C-Dub.
even know they had a Mediterranean wrap, and now I'm sad that I missed out on him.
Yeah, and then and a tall water. He gets it.
Yeah. Now, the Mediterranean wrap is not bad.
Well, apparently they got rid of it. He said, I can't believe they got rid of it.
Oh yeah, but I'm just saying, bad.
It's
I'm just
disappointing. I didn't get a
Yeah,
chance to try
look,
it.
if it's
I went to my
too
local
healthy
Arby's and
and
said, we're
people
not
like
having none
it,
of that. That's what I did. I went to my local Arby's. We're not having none of that. Well, yeah.
Have
they're
you
like,
guys
look, it's
ever?
too
Oh,
healthy.
sorry.
Throw it away, put them nuggets.
What? But so sir, you get euros. Listen, we're not talking about me here. Mediterranean, like, listen, is it really the same thing? No, because if it was, you would call the Euro Mediterranean, but you don't. So listen, to the people of Greece, I got your back. Now,
We need to go to Greece. Fun.
I don't know. Yeah, new season of White Lotus. All of us go to work out really.
Dude, I've never left the country, so I've never been out of overseas.
I'm saying we could do
Wow.
a show from Greece, and be like, it'd be great. T. Wilk doesn't. He just goes shirtless all the time. It's normal over there. He
I'm
won't be
definitely
ashamed.
going shirtless. Don't worry about that.
I mean, the authorities will be called, but he can still do it though. I'm just.
Guys.
Me and Terry will just walk around no shirt. We ain't scared.
Get in my belly. I'm just saying.
me and Carrie are like,
Oh wow.
so we're gonna go check out the Parthenon. You guys are great. We're out of here.
Greece is
And see,
definitely
I
on my
I
bucket
see
list.
Ron's in here.
Hey Ron.
Hey,
Ron,
Ron,
Ronnie Thomas.
what is your Arby's order?
I don't eat Arby's.
Okay. Do you eat
Judging
fast
me?
food or just not Arby's at all?
Not Arby's at all.
Okay.
hey,
There
What's
goes
your
that
favorite fast
There goes
food?
that sponsorship.
I mean, I gave him a great sponsorship. Hey, I'm C Double from all the major.
Ron,
What you got,
what's your
Ron?
favorite fast food place?
Wendy's,
Okay.
Menchie's, Checkers.
Checkers. Wow.
I love me some Checkers. I will throw up. I'll throw myself like a hoe on for Checkers. I love me some
You
Checkers.
will what?
You do. Listen, do I have to pause on my own show? Listen, oh my God,
I love Checkers. Those fries, you can't, man. You put those fries on top of your head. Help me get the phrase out.
Listen, nobody said. Listen, the fries are fantastic. The concern is the phrasing of is the vernacular that you used to describe it. That's where the concern kicks in. Like, I understand it's Valentine's Day and all this. I know you want to try to up, the words but
look,
let's not go over the freeway. Let's stay in the lane.
Well, I am staying in the lane, so that's the good news. So
and then see some guy named I like the Bronco Berry. Of course he would. Is that the nickname of the lady who works at Hooters? But anyway,
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Is that what Peaches calls it?
Yeah. Oh hey Bronco. Instead of Barry, it's Bronco Terry.
Right. Her name Poochie.
Hey Bronco.
You want that Bronco Buster?
Oh wow.
I just love that you guys are foodies too.
Yes. Oh, I'm a extreme foodie. Obviously, I just said what I said about Checkers, but yes.
I never said my order. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, what's your order?
No,
it
we're
doesn't matter.
saving the best for last. Seriously.
Oh,
yeah, you're the host. You get
I'm Vanessa Williams. Well, listen, Vanessa Williams is a whole different level. But anyway,
yes, she is. She's beautiful.
Let's see. Go through these comments. Craig said, "If you love checkers, how do you feel about chess?" That's a great question. And then somebody on this show responded, "I love checkers. ... and chess, and love their banana shakes." You look a banana shake kind of guy.
I've never had a banana shake.
Yeah, there's a reason. Listen, there's a reason why. He's the only one buying. I don't know why they're still selling.
Banana shakes are evil.
Let me get 3 banana shakes.
Wow. And a Diet Coke. I'll be like,
the Checkers I found, they sell Coke Zero. So I was like, oh my God, y'all just made this fat man happy.
Oh wow. I love it.
Hi, chat. Hi, everybody. I don't know how we got here.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be driving this thing, and then I left the car.
I'm sorry, it's my fault.
No, it's not your fault, Carrie. It's the show just goes the way it goes. It makes it flow and makes it work.
I mean, LaDarius, on the bottom it says it's talking about live wrestling, sports, and more. Yeah. So this is the more that you're getting.
There you go. You see, I'm surprised Terry didn't call me out. Carrie, that's why that's why you and C-Dub with the promotions. I'll be in the office speaking for you guys. and for Ron. Terry, I'm like, listen, I understand he brings seniority, but
Well,
I'm not saying demote. I'm just saying I can't make the same as he does and then call him an equal. That doesn't feel right with me. It sat well for about a couple of months, and then all of a sudden I started seeing, kind of rising, and then him kind of just he was somehow dancing on the show. Like nobody asked for it. Nobody asked for it.
What for now?
Oh my! And then let's see, BT, and then Chris says, "I don't know if I like checkers anymore now." C-Dub, and that's
Oh,
yeah, and that
Don't
was
hate
after
on checkers.
that was after Terry brought the banana shakes. Now I'm questioning it too. I'm questioning it. And then Chris adds, "That's what because if T Will was a Broncos fan, that would have been the perfect name for the Bronco Terry."
Damn,
Bronco. I was thinking in a different sense, but I like where your head's at, Chris. I like where your head's
He
at.
would have the afro and he'd be like, "Welcome to Broncos Talk with Bronco Terry."
Bronco Terry, Orange
Mm.
Crush riding Bronco. Oh my God, sir,
don't do that.
sir.
No.
Listen, you know what? I don't like to doing this, but I'm going to mute you for that. That's awful. That's awful. Like I've
Imagine
never,
people had nightmares.
I've done 200 episodes of my podcast. I've never had to mute anyone. So guess what? You're in the Hall of. Don't make me take you off camera too. Like don't.
Welcome to the Hall of Fame.
He took
I love that song.
and
Yeah.
it will be a day till I took Terry out in the Hall of Fame.
All right, guys. But look, love the chat. Chat, have a good one. Enjoy your Valentine's Day. You all be safe. And I'm going to enjoy my Arby's and my large Coke Zero.
I hear
So
that.
C-Dub
man.
out.
Hey man,
C-Dub out. Thank you,
Enjoy.
C-Dub.
I gotta
And
get to a meeting. I just wanted to, man, I rock with y'all, and I gotta support my boy Darius. Had to come on here and get it in, which is, for a segment. But I gotta run back and make the world safe for wireless customers everywhere. So, hey man,
You let go.
deuces.
Yeah, you damn right I did, Chris. I let it go. I didn't care. I didn't care.
You
See,
said run.
it was either Jesus take the wheel or let go of the wheel.
Oh,
Clearly, I
wow.
made a decision.
He had to let go. He had
I
to
was
let.
like-
What'd you say, Ron?
Nothing.
Okay.
I just want to
Yeah,
real
I heard-
quick. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I don't mean to like darken the mood, but I saw that there was a shooting at the Philly Eagles parade today for the Super Bowl winning parade, and there was a shooting. So I think at least 2 people were shot. So I just want to send out, good vibes and prayers to anyone affected. I'm hoping no one actually lost their life over a
Right.
dispute at the parade.
Man,
Very sad.
it's
it's-
unfortunate, but that happens. When
Right.
the Braves went to the World Series in '91 and they had a parade, my little brother and I, my youngest brother and I went, and they were shooting down there, and they were shooting Uzis, like they was like it was crazy. So that, unfortunately, guess what? When everybody comes out, the idiots come out too. It's not surprising at all. If I were to go to a parade, I'm not staying. I'm leaving at a certain time. I'm not gonna stay when everybody gets comfortable. Look, once that parade is done and those folks have left, I'm out. Because if you stay around and try and hang out, ultimately that happens.
Right. So you're
All right,
saying when the Falcons win the Super Bowl, we're going to quickly go to the parade, see it through, watch them go past, and then we're going to party for, days on end somewhere else.
Yeah.
24-hour stream one
Yeah.
time for the
Yeah.
family.
Yeah.
Remember we
Yeah.
said that?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely 24 hours. Definitely.
Terry,
But
like,
yeah,
I get to
no,
finally
I mean-
dance. I get to finally dance.
Right.
Oh, no,
I
party over.
remember Jack
Party
said
over.
we'll do like a Kai Sanat, like a 24-hour stream when the Falcons win the Super Bowl.
But I can't wait, man. I can't look. You know what? And let me tell you how we could do it, Carrie. We could do it because essentially, like, you're connected to 2 teams. I'm connected to 3 teams. So it wouldn't just have to be all one time for the fan, not one time for the fan personnel doing it. But we could do it, right? With LaDarius, C-Dub, Ron, you,
Right.
myself.
Wait a minute.
So what?
Who said I will be doing anything?
Oh,
See-
wow.
Okay, well, if you don't, it's okay. It's all right. I mean,
We'll
we're
just
being nice.
invite you.
But, it's okay.
Wait, are we going to Hooters before or after? That's
We're good. We're doing both, John. And John, damn it, you're invited. You're invited on the Hooters train.
See, I don't want
The
to see
Hooters train,
Pinky.
that could have went a
I
different
don't
way.
want
I'm
to
glad
see
it went-
Pinky. Ain't the right T-Will.
You said what now? Hey man, don't you be talking about Pinky. Okay?
Listen. Don't talk about the great actor Clifton
You
Powell.
trying to get me in
Don't
trouble with my wife, man. Don't you be talking about Pinky.
Listen,
I see what you're doing, Ron. You
Listen,
sneaky bastard.
Of all days, Ron. That's not today's
I
not
see
today.
what you're doing. Carrie, excuse me. I'm so sorry. That was an inside joke between Ron and I.
No, you didn't apologize to me, and I'm the guy. Wow.
See?
Wow. Wow.
You know the joke, LaDarius. You know.
Yeah,
Carrie
but
may not
still,
know the
it would be
joke.
nice to know. Like, okay, you know what?
Carrie may
You
not
did-
know the joke. You know that. You know what this sneaky bastard's doing. Okay. I'm respecting Carrie. Okay.
I'm not doing nothing.
I
You're
didn't
the
know
one.
Well,
Sneaky
disrespecting
bastard.
me. Got it. What a
Yes,
You
surprise.
the
I
one
would
that
never-
keep on running up
E-
Pinky.
even
I
on
would never
even on
disrespect
Valentine's
you,
Day, you still disrespect. You know what? What a surprise.
I'm not disrespecting. Ron is disrespecting you by bringing up Pinky. That's
No,
what
you
I'm
the
doing.
one that
Listen,
keep on
I
saying
happen to
Pinky.
like the actor Clifton Powell, who also shares my birthday, so I feel good about it because my birthday is next week actually. So
Oh, okay. Well, are you doing anything special for your birthday?
I don't know. I assume there's a meal that's going to happen. I assume it's going to be
Darius, what
free.
day is your birthday on?
The 21st.
21st. Okay, cool. Oh, that's a Friday too. That's awesome.
That's what's up.
That's a week away. Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
I think Clifton Powell's birthday is on the yeah. So when I see Pinky, I'm thinking when I think actors of our generation, Clifton Powell.
He's not talking about that Pinky, LaDarius. That's what I'm. He ain't talking about that Pinky.
Wait, no. The other. Oh dear
Yeah,
God,
he's talking
Ron.
about that Pinky. That's
Ron.
why I said that.
Ron.
Right.
Ron.
Sneaky bastard.
Ron. It's not
That's
important
what he's
how I
talking
know.
about.
It's not important how I know, but
Right.
it's the fact that I know.
Right.
And the fact you're trying to get people
It
in
does.
trouble, Ron.
I don't think I want to know what he's talking about.
You
do.
No,
You
Carrie.
do not.
Especially we're on the
You
air
do
right now.
Wait a
Right?
minute.
Still
Wait a
on
minute.
the air.
We're not.
You do
Wait.
We're
that.
trying to keep. We have a nice crowd in here,
You
and
do
this
that.
man just comes up in here.
Right. Right.
Talking about
Wait a
Pinky.
minute.
Pinky in the brain?
Bring it up.
No. Pinky for
Pinky and-
Friday? Nope.
And I'm not even gonna say the others. I'm not.
No.
I see what you're doing though, Ron.
Wait. I'll just know
Sneaky
is
bastard.
one of them a brand of a Jeep? Is that another
Yes.
one that you were thinking
Yes.
of? Okay,
Yes.
gotcha.
Yes, absolutely. Ron, you sneaky bastard. You.
Man.
Shame on you. Shame on your eternal soul, Ron. Shame.
He's
Shame.
I
thinking
did not say nothing. I plead the fifth.
you need to plead the whole amendments, pal.
Yes,
What
you do. Yes, you do.
You know,
I
you,
plead the
Carrie,
fifth.
on behalf of Ron, I apologize, Carrie. Okay. All right. Let's get back to football. Okay. 'Cause this
can we
guy-
get back to football with that?
Yeah.
I don't know. Man, now I got this in my head. I don't know. Great. Yeah. Oh,
That's
man.
why I responded that way, LaDarius. That's why I was like, whoa.
Well, and then
Whoa.
it took me a while because I said it didn't click about the other one until you started. It's like you're playing like
Right.
Pyramid. We give him like the clues, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
He's the
Yeah.
one that said that.
listen,
Is this
Ron,
I
is that-
Pinky in the
I
brain,
never
or-
said Pinky.
No,
I
no,
said
no.
Peaches. I said Peaches and Lexus and whatever, and those are not stars of that ilk that you're referring
Wait a
to.
minute. Wait a minute.
Those
Ted.
are common stripper names.
How you know that name, Ted?
Because they're common stripper names.
Where can you find the female sex?
Bro, you are not gonna MacGyver your way out of
no,
this shit.
listen,
You
man,
know
you're gonna
what
need more
you
than some
did.
duct tape and some.
Is
know
it
what you
Pinky in
did,
the
Ron.
brain?
You said what? Hey, Carrie.
Is it like Pinky in the brain?
No,
No.
Carrie, I'm gonna hit you up offline. I'm gonna hit you
Yeah,
up.
no, or better yet, you could put it in the private chat, and
I feel so out of the loop right now.
and then we put it in the private chat, and then Carrie just reacts. She doesn't say anything. She just reacts, and then we'll know. And then we're like, man, let me go back to these comments.
Oh,
before we wrap.
gosh.
Jesus Christ.
Carrie, you see the private chat?
Oh wow!
See, he already know, Miss Carrie.
I did
Ron,
not say.
how do
I
you
said
know that?
Peaches.
Ron, how do you
I
know?
never said Pinky. I said Peaches. I never
No,
went there,
you
Ron.
wait a minute.
Ron, you're not
You
putting
said
that on.
Pinky
Hey,
a couple months ago.
Hey, Kimberlyn Wilson check the show. I never said Pinky. Okay,
Yeah.
you're not
We
gonna do
got
it on
receipts.
Valentine's Day, Ron. You going to hell?
Trying to get him
We
in
got
trouble,
receipts,
Ron.
man.
Ron, you going to hell? I can't
We
believe
got
you.
Ron,
receipts.
like
Yeah.
of all days to pull that out of the bag.
I cannot
Oh,
believe you, Ron.
wow.
I
We got
cannot
receipts.
believe you.
Yeah.
Listen,
He's
there's
You
365
Ron.
days in a year, and you chose this day to
Ron,
pull
you're really
that.
trying to get our guy T-Will in trouble on
You
Valentine's
Man,
really
you
Day?
trying
trying
to
to
get
get me
T-
hemmed up for
Man, you
real,
trying to
man.
get this man like Hester Prynne from the Scarlet Letter. You trying to get this-
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
I mean,
oh,
Joan of
wow.
Arc
I
got a
thought we was boys, Ron. How you gonna
Man.
do me like
Oh,
that?
now we boys.
I thought we were.
apparently not.
Damn, I thought we were. CMB, man. We all we got.
No,
CMB.
no.
Oh my God.
Am I my brother's keeper?
No.
Ron. Bam.
Jesus.
Bam.
Let me go to these comments. Let's see. John says he
Damn.
will look D'Lo Brown when that. Oh yeah, he was the champion of Europe. I remember D'Lo Brown. He was the champion of Europe. And LaDarius, that's some breaking news. WWE developing a new. Oh, the Evolve. Yeah, because the new show Evolve's coming out in March. Yep. Oh, thank you, John. And then John put it up to thank you, John, for getting us out of that because man. I'm not even going to say what I was going to say because it's going to be an innuendo. And it's going to get spun the wrong way, and I'm trying to keep T-Will at least around, at least through this day because because when T-Will got me, I'm thinking like Pink in the Rain doesn't feel right. I'm thinking like what Pink, and then when I said is the other name, a brand of a Jeep. That's all I needed, and I said we done went off the rails. Like we're
way off the rails, Ron.
Jesus.
Shame on
that
you.
said Pinky a while back.
I did not. I said peaches.
And
I
you
never
said
said
Hula.
You said Peaches.
I never. Well, Peaches is a universally accepted stripper name.
Oh,
What? Universally?
As is Alizé.
Wait, I'm
As
sorry.
is
Oh,
I
Alice
have to ask.
Raymond.
I
Or
have to
Lexus.
ask. T-Will, what is a not universally accepted
See, Miss
stripper
Ken,
name then?
Pinky is not.
Miss
I
Ken.
don't know. Like, some are not
Every-
accepted and some are.
Everybody who knows of that ilk, of that genre, knows Pinky. Okay. And
Listen.
damn it, Ron knew what the hell he was doing, trying to stir
No,
up
Ron. No, that side
Hey,
profile ain't gonna work, Ron. That side
Valentine's
profile.
Day,
Nope.
damn it.
No, get rid of that side profile. We know what you did. Get rid of that
You
side profile.
bastard, you.
You
I
see,
could not believe you did this.
you see Ron
Oh,
going
my
like this.
goodness.
Like, nah, pal. We know what you did. Nah.
Hey,
Nah.
hey,
Yeah.
hey.
Oh
Hey,
my God.
Unnecessary roughness on y'all.
No, man. No, that's an
Ron.
ejection, man. No, man. That's an ejection.
Up here- up
Because
here,
the thing is,
Dude,
important.
traps. I cannot believe you, man.
Boy,
You're the feds, Ron. You're the feds, damn it. Look at his
Jesus.
face. Look at,
Don't look around, Ron.
look at his face.
No, don't put that one word on me.
No, Ron went. I got to take somewhat control. When I asked T-Will the question, because me and T will have our own, when what I said is the other name, a brand of a Jeep.
Yep.
And he said there's only one brand
Yep.
that fit this category.
Yep.
Oh, really?
And I said, and then when I linked it to the name that you said, I
Yep.
said he
Yep.
picked this day. To
This
get everybody, listen.
This day.
I'm single. It's not going to affect me as much as it's going to affect T-Will.
That's right.
So
Have my wife up there. What you talking about? Oh my goodness, Ron. Shame on you, Ron. Shame on your soul, Ron. Shame on
tell
you.
your lovely wife if she wants the footage of this, I will be more than happy to get to clear your name.
No,
To
he's
gun you from
Thank
any
you.
issues because
Thank
Ron
you.
trying to get us all get 5 to 10 for
That's
his
right.
nonsense.
Ron trying to get me in marriage jail for stuff I didn't even do. Gosh.
How do you know those names? Like,
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. Okay.
Oh, now you just saying.
It was look. It was obviously, and
Oh,
I'm going back in the Wayback Machine when I
Oh,
originally
really?
made
No,
it.
right back, Terry.
I never said Pinky. I said Peaches.
No, you said Pinky.
I
I got
did not
receipts.
say Pinky. We can pull the tape, sir.
I got
We
receipts.
can do that shit like they do on the commercials. Run the tape, and I
I
promise
got
you, at the end of the tape, it's gonna be Ron.
Wait,
like I thought.
after the show, Miss Ken going to call me.
No, no.
I just want to say, I don't mean to change the subject, but I have to say, did you guys see that little meme that I just sent the group chat? It says, it's a picture of Kirk Cousins. It's a picture
Hold
of
on, let
Kirk
me see
Cousins,
it.
and it says, "Don't worry, Valentine, I can keep
I
a
can keep a
secret."
secret. Wow. No, you can't,
Wow.
Kirk. You
I
lying
know.
bastard. Ah,
Wow.
hey, John.
Lamb.
That doesn't matter how I know these names. Okay. I wasn't always who I am today.
Oh,
Okay.
sure.
Doesn't
Sure.
matter.
Yeah,
Sure.
oh, come on, John. John, you stay out of this. You stay out of this, John. You stay out.
See, John. See,
Stay
that's
out
what
of
I'm
this.
saying.
Oh
Yeah.
Don't
wow.
encourage him, John. Do not
Oh my
encourage him.
God. You
Jeez.
know,
That's what I'm
I
saying,
gotta
John.
put a. Oh my God.
Jeez.
Are these your show notes? Yeah, they're not no good now.
Hey, LaDarius, you know how in teams where they can like take the manuscript of the call or whatever? Thank God we don't have that, man.
Yeah,
But,
because
Okay.
man, okay, you turned into listen. That's not a great idea. Because if I post this episode like on like the Spotify where it goes out, like they give you a cut like the trail, like the RSS, like the feed.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that for this episode.
No.
I'm not, because then
Yeah.
I'm going to get a phone call. So on your show on Valentine's Day.
Wow.
It'd be
Okay.
the FCC. So let's talk
We-
about
Okay, so before we get out of here, it's Valentine's Day, and so let's end on a positive note, because I don't know what note that was. That was a flat note. I'll tell you that much.
Wow.
So it's Valentine's Day. So I love candy. So I'm curious to get, what are you guys? Do you have any favorite like Valentine's Day like candy, like specific chocolates or anything like that? You know what? Against my better judgment, we'll start with you, Ron. I'm trying to give you some clearance, pal.
Redemption.
This is your redemption song. Like it's your redemption song. If you miss a note here, you on your own. I can't help it.
Any chocolates, any chocolate on cherries, chocolate cherries, my favorite. But that's all I got for you.
Thank God, because man, I'm sorry you didn't mention like describe the chocolate. I'm like, man, we're done. I can never.
Oh wow.
Why you can't do the show? Wait, what's your show on suspension? I think we all know why. That's your... Listen, when T will explain, because I was thinking, in my mind, I was like with Carrie, I'm sitting there going, as they talk about, like I was thinking Pinky from Friday, but I said that wouldn't make any sense because I didn't hear you say Pinky. I thought it was Peaches. I don't know. So I'm wondering where Pinky came from in the first place.
Thank
We
you.
talking about Pinky from the brain. I thought we do movie references. So I thought you were talking about. Go ahead, Ron. Because man, I gotta pay some fines at this rate.
Thanks to your boy Rod. Look at you.
Happy Black History Month. What are you doing? I'm paying fines. Yeah, great stuff.
Yep. To the FCC. Thanks, Ron. Appreciate that.
Anywho, what did you say, T? What you said? Chocolates?
Oh, the candy?
Yeah.
Me, I'm a fat bastard. I like Reese's. I love Reese's. I love Reese's. Reese's doesn't love me anymore. I can't really have that much candy. I love me some Reese's, man. They're just delicious. So that's me. That's what I dig as far as the candy is concerned.
Ron, no. Yeah, look around the room, Ron. Read the room. Read it well. Don't do it. Say no to drugs and to whatever else you're about to say. Say no. Get those imps off your shoulder immediately.
Wow.
If it ain't Jiminy Cricket on your shoulder, I suggest you don't listen to what it has to say.
You do it, Ron.
If it ain't a cherub or Jiminy Cricket, leave it alone. If it's a man with horns and he's red, you stay away.
I'm not saying enough.
See, you know what? I appreciate that. Respectfully, because I don't know where you're gonna go, Ron. So I bet you did the whippet thing, and then you come here and you bring up things that only two
He's
people
the one that
understand.
said Pinchy a long time ago.
No,
I did
that
not.
was a
Ron.
long. We're talking on this show.
I
Hey,
did not.
No,
I said
subconsciously you thought he said P because you probably had the joke lined up in your head, and then you're thinking that, and I don't know why you would think that individual would do the type of thing. You know what? Forget it. I'm not going down that hole. No,
I'm thinking, why is he thinking about that individual anyway? That's what I'm
Exactly.
thinking. Like,
Yeah,
you know, like,
listen, hi, listen, you know, to
hey,
Kim and to Kim and to April, I am not responsible. I will Kim, I've defended your husband well.
yes,
April,
you did. Thank you.
April, I don't know what to do. Like even Matlock himself said, "Man, I don't lose cases, but man, we're gonna take this L today."
Hey, you know, come on, man.
But Carrie, what is your favorite type of candy, Valentine's Day or otherwise?
I honestly love a good Hershey's bar, like Hershey's with almonds, cookies and cream, any Hershey's really. But my favorite Valentine's Day treat would be chocolate covered strawberries. I love chocolate covered strawberries.
Oh yeah, my mom loves those.
Or some crab legs. So special shout out to T. Will. Makes me think of Jameis Winston. Eat those W's.
Oh God.
Future backup Falcons backup quarterback.
Right, his favorite person.
Why?
Yeah. Oh no, I saw one time with a fan. Listen, I know you're a fan of Jameis.
Yeah, he is.
He's fun.
Listen,
Mm.
yeah, get ready to like some crab legs, pal. Listen, no, if he wins us a game, you will lose the attitude. Even if it's a preseason game. Even if it's a preseason game.
Guys, there's a story that I'm going to tell you off camera, and when I do, you'll understand what I'm saying.
I need a link to that. That I know.
Yeah.
It'll be after the show. Once we're done here, we can all stay and listen to
There's a story that I will tell you. That dude is a freaking weirdo, and that's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to say anything else.
There was something when he was at Florida State that disturbed me too. But anyway, that's a whole different.
I'll tell you off camera.
But as for my candy, I like Skittles. I'm a Twix guy. I like lemon heads.
Yeah.
For Valentine's, I like chocolate. Like I don't like there's certain ones that I don't like, but for the most part, you can't go wrong with them. You don't get the heart and the chocolate. You can't go wrong like the Hershey's Kisses and all of that.
Right.
So and then John said, I thought exactly, John. We all listen. John, we all got hoodwinked and bamboozled. That's what happened. Listen, I didn't know on this show. I had, we were just talking about sports, and then here I'm trying to save marriages. Listen, on Valentine's Day, now I got to be like Hitch. I got to try to save a marriage instead of trying to get people together. I got to make them stay together. And listen, and I got to tell Kim I'll give her the transcript, and you'll be absconded. Once again, Ron, I had to work this hard on a holiday, Ron. I like to enjoy even if I'm a single man, I like to enjoy Valentine's Day. I like to enjoy the holiday instead of doing paperwork and trying to defend. But anywho, thank you to the amazing chat for being here with me. Like I said, it was just a pop-up show. I put the poll up on Twitter. You guys wanted it, and I really and the numbers are showing that you guys loved it. And so before we get out of here, let's find where we can find all these amazing people. Let's start with let's start with Carrie this time.
Thank you, LaDarius, for having me on. It's been so much fun.
Yeah.
Honestly, happy Valentine's Day to everyone in the chat. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're happy and healthy, and hope you have a great weekend. You could find me at my name right there after my name, above the Big Penix Energy. So that's me on Twitter. What, you guys are for that BPE?
Oh my God.
T-Will, you're on mute.
It's probably for the best.
Lord have mercy.
It's not even funny now. I'm not even going to crack the joke.
No, please.
If it's the joke I'm thinking about,
I was saying Jack Spade is somewhere right now going 15-yard penalty on carry for the
man
BPE comment.
Listen, on this show, I'll just give out a 5-yard like it's a encroachment. I'm not
Well, see, I'm not even meant to get a penalty for that because that's why you were muted.
Oh,
That,
I
that doesn't
guess
deserve
so,
a
Gary.
penalty.
Look, the football gods are in your favor today, kid.
Right?
I guess so.
Oh my God. T. Will, where can we find you, my man?
Yes, sir. Well, you can find me and Carrie on a lot of the same channels. Look, we do a show on One Time for the Fan, which airs Sundays, Wednesdays at 8, Friday mornings at 9 a.m. We also do For My ATL Sports with Beard Gang on Monday mornings at 10 a.m. and Thursdays or 10:15 and Thursdays at 10:15 a.m. You can see me on For My ATL Sports 1, the number 4, My ATL Sports, the number 1 on YouTube. And please like, share, and subscribe as it increases the algorithm. And please like, share, and subscribe to everybody's channel on here, but especially LaDarius Brown. Look, God does great content, very talented writer, very talented young man, very funny young man. Let's get him some subscribers, people. Let's like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends. Get your boy out there. Great content creator. There you go. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate it. It must be Valentine's Day getting all this love. Must be that's how you know it's Valentine's Day right there. You can find me on Twitter and TikTok at LaDarius_Brown, Instagram LaDarius_Brown, a writer editor for Beyond Women's Sports, covering the Athletes Unlimitedly. And I might have a wrestling piece out maybe this weekend, depending. Maybe I may put like a little maybe put something out there on TikTok. But thank you guys thank you to Carrie, thank you to T Will, thank you to C Dub, thank you to Ron for showing up here. It means the absolute world to me. The chat, thank you all for showing up, taking time out of your day, because you spent time and listen. And once again, if you knew what the joke was, I apologize. Because I got to fall on that sword at some point.
You had him on here. Sir, that was all wrong. That was all wrong. That was not you. We are not going to let you fall on that sword. No, sir. That was all wrong. That was not you. That had nothing to do with you. That was all wrong. There you go. We're not going to let you fall on that sword. No, sir.
But once again, folks, like, listen, subscribe to this episode, every episode of the Sports World Podcast. Be on the lookout on social media for anytime we do another episodes on here and pop-ups like this. So until you see and or hear me again, I'm LaDarius. Be real, be you, be blessed. We'll always hear from the Sports and the World Podcast.